Hello. Today we're gonna talk about quantum mechanics, right? This video I will talk about some quantum fixtures. So let's begin. So um, I decided to talk about quantum mechanics because in the channel, because I think quantum mechanics has a very important implication to philosophical aspects. So let's begin. Um, First of all, one experiment that I would want to talk about is the experiment concerning about uh, we trying to determine the position in the velocity of the electron, right? So why can't we, according to the uncertainty principle, determine the velocity and the space, the position of the particle, right? A very small particle like the electron. First of all, Heisenberg, right, discovered this, right, a long time ago, right? How could Heisenberg discover that? Uh, Heisenberg thought about trying to build like an imaginary microscope, right? Imagine that you want to determine the space and the velocity. So you have to build a machine that you have to observe the space and you can observe the velocity too, right? So imagine that, so Heisenberg determined that the product of the uncertainty of the space, right, position times the uncertainty of of uncertainty of the momentum is greater or equal than the h bar, right? The Planck constant divided by 2 pi divided by 2. So how could Heisenberg thought about it? First of all, imagine that you want to determine the velocity of a car, right? So it's just for you to determine, it's just to take two kinds of machines that can determine. You have just to emit a wave, and the wave's gonna go back, right? So you receive the signal and you can determine the velocity. So you have to put two machines uh, to send the message, right? To send the wave, and the wave will go back into one machine. So and the other will the car is gonna move right between a distance. So the other one is gonna send another wave and take the message, right? Take the wave back and determine the velocity. So you can determine, right, uh, the velocity, right, in the space too, basically. And we see that the wave does not interfere in the movement of the car because the car is very large. And imagine now they want to determine using a laser the velocity of the electron, right? So we have to proceed emitting one wave, right, in the direction of the electron, and the electron goes through distance, and you emit another wave. So the electron has gone a distance within a time. So so you know the velocity, right? And you probably know the space. But there is a problem. Uh, when you send the car, as we did that experiment, the car have very big dimensions compared to the light, to the photons. But when we send, right, the photons against the electrons, there is a very considerable change with the interference in this measurement, because the light can interfere, right, the movement of the electron. When we emit against the electron, it can change a little bit the movement, right? So it's a very important quantum feature, these experiment in quantum mechanics, right? Another very important, uh, so this is called the uncertainty principle, right? To determine that the product of momentum times the the uncertainty of the space deposition, right, is greater equal than the h bar over 2, right? It's a very important experiment in quantum mechanics.